Reborn kisses artist commits fraud. Ashley Stone takes money and keeps it for something she never sold. Please watch video for all the details.
This is about a doll that I was trying to purchase. It's a full-bodied silicone from Ashley Stone of Reborn Kisses. And this is our conversation. I tell her I'm interested in a full-bodied silicone, ask for pictures of the front and the back side as well, and ask if she opened the mouth on the baby. She states that she can open the mouth, but they are not poured yet, and there's pictures of the prototype below, and that they are poured to order. I tell her I wanted to see more of the detail. I ask her if she cleans the seams, and I told her I think the sculpt's name is Calliope. She said yes, there's only one seam on the back, and that's all that needs repair. I tell her I'm not experienced enough to do that, and that's why I'm asking. I ask her about the time frame. She tells me it'll be the first week of January that they're going to start pouring and may ship soon after. She tells me the price of shipping would be $45 and offer to pay through all these different routes. I chose Cash App. I ask her if shipping included insurance for loss or damage in the mail. She said yes. She says the total was $645. Gives me her Cash App information. She goes on to assure me that she's been an artist for 10 years and that I'm okay to do this with her. I ask her if she guarantees her work, even if it's through Cash App. She said absolutely. This was on December 5th of 2023. I send her over the money on December 5th of 2023 for $645. I tell her I want it poured in the darker olive tone. She agrees, and that she will open the mouth. She says there's no charge. She would do it for free. January 10th, I ask if she has any idea how soon the baby would be sent. She tells me that she's pouring them in the order of original payment, which is completely understandable. I have no problem with that at all. It wasn't a matter of when it was being shipped, just a matter of her honesty. She then tells me she will send pictures as soon as she's out of the mold. Now, that's February 2nd. She says, I want to let you know that your baby is just about finished and will be ready to ship on Tuesday. And she's going to be sending me pictures before she ships and upload tracking. I reiterate, did you pour her in the olive tone? She says yes, she's a light olive tone, and she's going to have pictures of her after she does her seam work tomorrow, and if she's lighter than I like, she'll redo it. Now, this is February 3rd, and as of February 8th, I still don't hear anything, and I ask her if she had any pictures yet. Now she's telling me she thinks she's way too light for the skin tone. My question is, how do you know that? I don't even see any pictures at this point. And number two, if you knew I wanted it darker, why did you pour it so light? I don't think she even had my baby ready. I think she's been delaying me because the baby she poured was definitely Caucasian. She tells me she's going to send me pictures, and then I go on to tell her that I'd like to get her sooner than later. This is the picture of the Caucasian baby that she claims she tried to pour in olive. It kind of looks like that, but she knew I wanted a darker color. She's trying to ship this one out to me on Monday, February 10th. I say I'll wait till Sunday for the darker olive color. And I asked how long it took to open the mouth. She said probably an hour. Now, it's February 10th at 8:30 in the morning. She tells me that she poured the olive one in the mold, and she'll be pulled tonight. Well, not even 2 hours later, she tells me she pulls her out of the mold and sends me pictures and gives me a choice of the two. And of course, I choose the one on the left. Back here, she tells me she could ship her by Monday. February 13th fell on a Tuesday. And I ask her if she had tracking yet. She tells me that morning that she's not finished with the darker one's repairs and that she'll be sending me tracking soon. February 16th, I say thanks because I'm trying to keep open a line of communication. February 18th, I say hello. I tell her I've been trying to get in contact with her with several messages of promised dates to be shipped. And I also said I'd really like to see the pictures as well when you're finished, the front and back, before you send it out to me. I told her I need it shipped out by the 23rd or no later, and I'd just like to have a full refund if she cannot do that because she's promised me several times that she would have this mailed. And at this point, I'm not even getting pictures. And here we are on February 18th at 2:39 p.m. She's sending me a tracking number, which I checked, it didn't even work. She's telling me she has it scheduled for pickup yesterday, and she blames the carrier for not picking it up. Now, let me mind you, I've not received any pictures of this baby front and back. She's already boxed this baby up and going to be taking her to the post office. The only front picture I get, and this is after everything. Then I ask her for back pictures of the backside as well. And I reiterated, did you open the mouth? I want to make sure because, clearly she's not communicating well with me. February 18th at 3:29, she tells me she's boxed up and ready to go. And she does have a seam up her back, but that's why she was discounted. Now remember from the original conversation, she tells me that she's going to fix and repair the seam so that it won't be visible. Then she throws in here about the original price being $1,800. She kind of threw me off because I'm like, how is that when you didn't even pour her? We didn't even know what she was going to look like yet. And then she tells me that it was discounted because the mold was worn down. Well, nowhere in her ad did she say this, why the baby was being discounted. We're on hard times right now. I thought maybe it was discounted because of, productivity, whatever the reason. But she did not disclose there be any damage or any disformities because the mold was worn down. And I asked her why it wasn't repaired. She said it doesn't affect anything. And I said, you never told me that it was discounted for that reason. So this is where she supposedly fixed the seams. You can see the line runs clear down the back way up to the top of the neck, as well as there's some discoloration right here in the center of the back. And off to the side, there's some damage on the left here. I see some dripping on the elbow here, and she's telling me she smoothed this over. I'm not going to mention any names, but I had 3 people look at this who are professionals and told me they were absolutely not even repaired. That's just not true. I tell her I didn't agree to this. She tells me the doll is fine. And she showed me, she says, yes, and it is as I showed you in the photo. And it's repaired. That's repaired, she said. She's telling me all the work is done before they leave. I'm saying the seam is very visible. Then she goes on to tell me every baby has a seam on the back. I agree, and I've had people that I've dealt with in the past that have casted babies, and they've repaired these. So I know they are repairable. Hence the reason I told her I could not do the repairs myself. Again, she's telling me she did the repairs, and she's offering to do it again. I mean, how can I trust that she's even going to do it? I mean, here in a little bit you're going to find out some more to the story. I agree that they have imperfections, but at least people show pictures of the imperfections, and they're not just shipping dolls out and hiding things. Here is a picture of the original post where she said on December 11th, I said December 5th, I should have said December 11th, where she was talking about the discounted price. As you can see here, she says nothing of why these are discounted, that the mold that she's using is worn down because she's already previously produced babies with this mold. I screenshot and sent her a picture of her own ad, and she tells me she don't know why I'm sending screenshots. I said, because you're telling me that they were discounted in the post because of flaws. And she says, oh my gosh, prices were discounted because of the sale. I told you they had a seam on the back and it repaired it. It's not repaired, clearly, and there's other damage. I'm just done at this point. I just want my money back. I'm telling her she's making me uncomfortable and super nervous, and that it's hard to do business with someone who's being very inconsistent. And in my best interest to get a refund. I mean, let's go back to the original conversation. She says that she guaranteed her work, and if I wasn't completely happy, that she reassured me that I would get my money back. I tell her I don't like bumpy transactions. She goes on to tell me on February 18th she's already ready to ship, and she's poured. And she's trying to blame me that because she had to re-pour it in a better tone because she didn't do it right. There's no rocky transaction, and then I'm having buyer's remorse. She's also telling me if I don't like her, I can resell her myself, that she will be shipping her Monday. She sent the tracking. Now all of a sudden she's trying to push the baby out. I tell her it's not buyer's remorse. I just don't appreciate how she conducted herself and all the promises. And, it's just, you lose your faith in someone after so many bad interactions. I tell her that I want a refund, and if she doesn't post or doesn't do it, I'm going to post all this online because of all the inconsistencies. She tells me to go ahead and have the day I deserve. And I say, as long as you've been in business, you think you do the right thing. You can resell her, and I don't want this dumped on me because it's not my problem. I ask her to do the right thing and sell it on her platform because she has the ability to do so. And, that I just can't do this. It's just too much of a financial strain on me. I tell her I should have never trusted her and went through Cash App, because honestly, if I'd have went through PayPal, none of this would have happened. She goes on to tell me that she would never want anyone to keep the doll that they aren't happy with. Not ever. And if you'd rather have a refund, that is fine. Okay, right here, I'm getting a refund supposedly. and she has someone interested, and now I have to wait. At this point, I'm upset, and I'm like, I don't want to wait. How long is this going to take? I want my money back. I tell her, I want my money back. I've not heard from you. What's happening? She's waiting for payment from somebody else because she done spent the money that I give her. Then she tries to get me to resolve it by offering me $150 back. And I said, I'd rather get thank you, but I'd rather get my money back in full, with all due respect. And I bring up to her, I give you money that was spent before the transaction was complete. Most people wait before they ship it out, that the transaction is complete, before they spend the money. We would have avoided a lot of trouble if she wouldn't have done this. Then she tells me she had to spend $600 to pour her doll. No, I'm sure she didn't. I'm sure she used some of it for the cost of silicone, but not all of it. That made her mad because I brought up, you shouldn't spend the money, till everything's completely done. And she says, you know what, I'm just going to do that because I don't offer refunds. Clearly, she said she did. Back in there, I was getting a refund. And that I'm extremely rude for bringing up the facts. And that she's going to send the doll and refund me just $150 for an $1,800 sculpt. But yet, it's not an $1,800 sculpt because it is a used mold and it's worn down and there's a lot of imperfections. More than just a seam up the back. She tells me to sell it myself. I said I cannot do the repairs. We clearly seen that in the beginning. I was very adamant about me not being able to do that myself. Here's where she sent $150 back. I tell her I'm not trying to be difficult, and she blocks me at this point. And I told her, you do not have the right to make that decision for me. So now we're going to go on to the fact that she did sell the doll. I tracked down the next person that purchased. I explained the situation to this lady, and she says, hi, thank you for letting me know. Unfortunately, I've already purchased her and packaged, and the package is coming tomorrow. That stinks. And she says, she only gave me pictures of the front, not the back. Here we are. Same thing she did to me. So she didn't disclose to the next person as well that there was damage to the back side. Here's what the lady paid for the price of things. And this is just today I get a message back from her. And I asked her if she'd received her baby. And she says, yes, she did get it. And it was the same one that I sent pictures of. And the seam corrections were not done well at all. Well, she goes on to tell me that there's also damage to the ears, and that there was dripping and other damage that she's seen that she was not satisfied with as well. Now, this lady's keeping the baby for personal use, so it's not a big deal to her, but as someone who's an artist and I'm trying to resell, if there's things that I cannot correct, people are very picky, and they want, the doll to look like a doll and not, have sloppy imperfections and things that I can't fix like a professional could because I don't have that experience yet. Here's pictures of what she said here. Her main issue is that there's drippings on the ears, especially on the one side. You can see there's even more damage than what I even knew about. So there was a lot of inconsistencies with Ashley and what she was selling. She was not honest and was not clear. I'm not used to dealing with people like this. Everybody that I normally deal with are pretty honest. I'm still trying to get my money back from her. She has blocked me on pretty much everything other than when she went to my TikTok and was harassing me and reported one of my Reborn videos to cause me problems. I've never had any issues up until me and her had problems. You can see here where it says it was removed for nudity and sexual activity involving minors. I actually had to go in and dispute this, and they found that it was a lie. But, none of this happened until she started messing with me. I've had this account up for over 2 years and never had a bit of problem. I'm just showing you the underhanded things that are going on. Of course, I can't say if she did it or she set the ball in motion with someone else that she had talked to, but somebody did this to me out of retaliation for me trying to get my money back. Moral of the story is buyer beware. Even if someone looks like they may be trustworthy, always use goods and services through PayPal so that if you have to deal with this, you won't have to go through what I'm going through right now. Absolutely should be having my money back at this point. And hopefully, we bring awareness to this and something good comes out of this. I also want to add in here that she recently just got a prototype offer through Bountiful Baby. And you wouldn't think someone who is a professional and is a prototype artist would be doing these kind of things. And it would be a shame if the owners of Bountiful Baby would see this video knowing that they just recently implored her to do prototypes for them, and this is the kind of behavior that Ashley Stone is conducting in the Reborn business. Fingers crossed, guys, that I get the rest of my money back. I want to thank you all for watching my video, and please share this and comment below what you think. Thanks.